prime example of what I'm talking about within the world, if we could share. There's a city that's got no bloody people in it. Apparently, a home's like 330,000 people. And there's lucky if there's 1,000 people there. Corner shop here, there, and everywhere. Surely, if we say, what? Kickstart an economy for a few people. I don't know, 30,000 people. I'm not too sure. What, 50 mil? I'm not too sure how you put money on that sort of thing. But a city ready for people to live in. They could build on that. Give them something, some sort of hope. There's like a 4-lane bloody motorway and stuff like that. You wouldn't need all that. You could build them so much more with that money that you said for like 500 mil. And I know it's just seems an idea, but it's an idea that's actually possible. There's featured on Top Gear, guys. That the city that they drove through, and it's like that always comes to mind every time I think of that. These poor people needing a home, thinking, bloody hell, there's no bloody city there. They'd be happy with caravans along those roads. They wouldn't, yeah. You could build them so much more for that money. Or am I just like a fantasist of something like, I'm not too sure. I'd love to try and make something for these people. I really would. The ideas and the designs are out there within my stories, but there is something there in the way of just trying to help people for as little as possible. Even just like when they're on the side of the roads with those tents blown away, they've got something nice and solid they can actually call home for a moment. Just little pods. They won't care what it is as long as you can get the bloody heads down. Just tents with beds in it. Just keeps the wind off. Yeah, and just lets them have a night's sleep. Well, it's just nice. Like a greenhouse, so to speak, you know what I mean? But just beds in. Yeah? You're getting from bloody Wilco's for less than 150 quid. But something nice, stronger, you know what I mean? Nothing cheap like that. You could build it for them so it's literally into the ground and they've got something nice to sleep. There must be something more we can do. I've got loads of ideas. I'm going to keep coming back with them. I'm going to post all the little ideas on. So if you want to add your own idea of what potentially you could do, or have you had this same sort of feeling lately of something more? Tell your story. I can't be the only person on this earth that's having this at the minute. So if you have, please tell your story. Just something that just don't feel bright. So I'm inspired now, just to tell the good side. What I think we could just achieve, if we just show a little bit of love, spread that smile. I think it will spark something. You're going to get answers like, I can't explain. It's going to be a feeling that you've never had in your life. Once you've done it, you're going to want to do it more and more, you know. It's good, it's nice, it uplifts you, it's absolutely fantastic. Sarah's smile, I can't promote it enough. Because it's been my favourite smile since I was 5 years old. I'll come back with more. Right, the flat Paco, it's something simple. I think it's on a computer game called Outer Worlds. It's got a smiley face on it, yeah. So this is not my idea, it's just what I've seen. But the idea is, it's just like a solar cube in a way. I don't know if it can be made that way, but just think about it along the lines of maybe some plastic or something like that. But each side, when you pop it up, just makes a shelter, yeah. And out come 4 camp beds that are folded up and just slots out. And it makes them an instant home that's nice and solid so they can sleep in. And the idea was to make it into a solar thing so you could like plug it into a battery and stuff so you got electric in that. So regardless if they don't have it all the time, they just collect the sun as and when they can. At least they've got something to look forward to. I think the idea of it and the concept of it is quite simple. I did want to talk to the guy from Tesla, so if anybody knows how to pass this on to him, I would very much appreciate it. There's an idea for something there. I wouldn't mind exploring it with the right appropriate people. You can have anything I've got, I don't care for money or like that. Any idea in my head that helps anybody, I'd like to do it as much as I can. But I'm just one man telling a story that came from somewhere he can't explain. So if anybody finds in the heart, just come and help a man. I've got all the ideas and I can give you as much detail as possible. I'm not too sure. I've got nothing now. Bloody hell. That was a brain burp. Tina Turner's song. We'll do a little bit of help for my friends. Yeah? Zero smile. Oh. What feeling can I give you? It's just one of them. So I've got to keep recording. Because I don't know what's going to come out next. It is an emotion. It's emotion that comes out of something, and it just turns into a speech, a song, a story. And then it's just been a story. And it won't go away. And it keeps coming and coming and coming. It's hitting me like a baseball bat all the time, especially when I need to speak. When it comes to mental health, I'm the only person that's put that tag on myself. Nobody else has said it, but I've seen it. Yeah. So, but I've always had business to be able to think outside the box, see it from a different point of view. Yeah. And to be fair, I wish I'd never had that ability. See, I am doing this for selfish reasons as well, because I need to clear my mind. I really do. I need to get rid of it all. And it just seems like it's for everybody else. And the mad thing is, it's all from my dreams. And all I can do is be hooked up to a bloody bloody lie detector test as many as you want. You just ask me, is it true? And I can just give you the honest answer. The dreams are true. Yeah? The stories are from daydreams, all sorts, everything. All different sources, travels, where I've been. It's just about the smile, guys. You know something? It's just a moment. Just think of the concept as just coming together just for a moment on your doorsteps, like when we clap for the NHS and things like that. Well, do you know this time you're doing it for yourself? And you're going to try and find that energy, the light, and it's going to do something where we're all together, and you hear that roar, and it's going to give you that feeling like, yeah, it's going to be very uplifting and very nice. I don't know what's going to happen. Definitely get your cameras out and start taking pictures. If you can get proof, it'd be fantastic. But it'd be something like you've never explained. You can never explain it. It'll just be lovely. Yeah. And just go and shake the hand of somebody you've never met before. And say, hello, how are you? Or am I just a dreamer? Am I? Is that all I am? I'll give it from all different sides of the story as truthful as honestly as I can. I didn't edit anything. As the stories came out is when I was having my moments, when things didn't feel too clever, but then the stories came out. So they're all like live as it happened. We gotta admit, it's a long bloody story. I'm done. Hopefully, I'm actually done. Please strip spread, say a smile. It keeps going over in my mind about Electric City. So it's alright trying to give a speech about Sarah's smile. But this is where the ideas come into it, where I just keep thinking about that city now. Now, it doesn't matter where it is, it's just the fact there is a city there for people to have a home. And I was thinking, because of that, the road that they've got is so long, I think that's where the idea of the stacks comes in. Because if you stack caravans 3 high, so it's not too high, it's not yeah, how many homes would you get along that road? That could be the start of an electric city. Just an idea of something where people can just start anew. I wouldn't know how you police it. It's just an idea. Yeah, like I said, I'm just one man. There's plenty of ideas out there. If anybody wants to come together and have a go, I'll be allowed to do something like that. How much does it cost to buy a sitter? Would it be less than that 500 mil? Or is there a way we can do it? Is the land there where we can build and try the concept of these flat pack houses for somewhere to live? And just give them their economy, give them a job. How many peeps out there have got an old bloody Xbox and things like that? Those kids have never had nothing like that. Just one game, Driver. They'd be over the bloody moon. I was thinking when it comes to these peeps that are not being too nice to people in France and everything, they ever considered just bloody tranquilized dolls, tranking them and sticking them in a one-man cell? And they just do one job. They get good at that job, you know what I mean? And when I say just give them a beam of light, I don't mean that. I mean the freedom that they get is very limited. Yeah, they get to see the outline. Yeah, they don't see it properly. Yeah, it's just like a nice window, but they don't really see what's outside. Yeah, if they want to go outside, they do this job, and maybe you can rehabilitate somebody who's really caused harm to others, wants to sell them or do whatever. It's not nice. But if you get the wrong person, at least you ain't kill someone. They wake up one day. You say, "You alright, mate? How you doing?" Give them the Xbox, a home, and a nice warm meal. See, the recording went off there, so I had to try and just finish that last bit. But there's a city there where we could potentially build, give them farms, that sort of thing. I don't know. People just learn to share. This is for the messages for the people in Russia as also. Yeah, the message is for them. What do you want for your future? Do you want to be part of Sarah's smile? Do you want to be counted as an individual and share this world? Some of the things that did bug me a little bit about these people trying to get the poor guys out of the hotels and that, and the bloody cop car and all that. It's like, come on guys, if you really want to help, here's an idea. How's about you get together with the army, get on a bus, go over there and get them their homes back. And throw your banners around and say, get them out. Maybe we all stand together and make that line, all us guys, like that. Maybe they'll back off, you know. We can't be a scary bunch we don't want to be, right? But it shouldn't have to come to that. So Russia, those in the tanks, come on, tell your boss, do you really want that? Please join me in Sarah's smile. Pass this on to whoever. The ideas are there, they're free, they're all there. Sarah's smile. Just thoughts of what could happen after Sarah's smile. One of them's that's really be a television centre in the way of a one-man cell, right? But if you think about it from a different point of view, not just from people being naughty. Now if you're out there and you're like myself and you've not had a good time, but it's gone too far in the way of drink or drugs or whatever you've done, you've been a bit naughty, all that sort of thing. You know, that sort of idea where you could actually just say, look, I need a bit of help. Can I have one of them one-man cells for a bit? Give me something to do. I will learn something. I will put myself in it. You sign a waiver, say, don't let me out for 6 months. Got an Xbox. GTA 6 comes out. I'll lock myself up for at least 2 years. VR, please. VR. If we get anything out of this, please. A nice PS4, PS5, VR. That'll do me. Yeah, that's my escape. I don't need much. Don't cost much, mate. See, it's just an idea of something, that laughter of something, yeah? What you'll feel, or you could potentially feel, okay? You don't have to wait for everyone to get together. You can get together in groups, just have a go. Yeah? See if you can just let go of all those feelings And just remember, you just spark a light. I've got no other way on how to describe on where to get to. But it does help if you listen to all the stories. They're not for children. The angry side of the stories is not. It's very deep in the way of feelings. I'll tell you what, once you've heard some of it, you definitely cuddle your kids and tell them you love them. See, I forgot what I was talking about then. It comes and goes. Just ideas I've got for just trying to change something. Is it just nothing? Is it just going to be another computer game? It's just not come out yet. Is that all I am? Just a dreamer of a future computer game? Maybe that's all it is. To think of peace and harmony and just that love that people need. Just be nice, just to put your differences aside just for one moment. No matter who you are, what you've done, what you're doing right now. How would you do it? It seems like such an impossible task, but such an easy idea. Definitely have help with that one. Right, there you go. Thoughts of Electric City. Don't know if it's going to turn into a story. It's like what we could do. 5 mil. It's just like the realisation of what you could do with that sort of money. And I've got all sorts in my head in the way of a story, so I'm going to go with Electric City. At the minute, it's just an idea. Just a thought. In the way of helping others, in the way of homes. Maybe a free energy source. So call it a fantasy, fictional world, whichever you want to call it. But I feel the technology's there if we had the idea and the thought for 500 million, just to put a bit to one side for a bit of research maybe, or just to try and make one. But I'm thinking flat pack all the way. You got these people that got nothing. So if we can make a flat pack something, that turns in just to a box where it's got 4 beds and it's got a power source, because it's all solar panels. Lightweight solar panels. Surely we could just make something simple where it just charges a battery. So even if it's just 3 to 4 hours a day, they could play a computer or something like that, but we put them somewhere safe. That's why I keep thinking that city. Well, on Top Gear. It's just an idea, really, you know what I mean? But there's all these people that are thinking Kenya. And it's showing them now they're not being very nice to each other because basically food. They knit the cattle and all that. And they were saying, it's quite dangerous there and everywhere. So this idea is just as much for them as it is anybody else. So look at all that free energy they've got in that drought and they're struggling. Surely we could make a box where it could soak up as much bloody sun as they needed. All those peeps out there have got an old Xbox or computer or things like that, could send them something like that. He could change that kid's bloody life just that one moment. Give them something so they can grow and actually have a life. They don't feel the need to kill each other over something that me and you look at and think, well, I won't buy that, it looks like it's past its sell by date. So Electric City. I don't know if it can be done. Well, I know it's got something to do with that one generator in the middle with all the solar cubes that are on the ground. Yeah, I think the electric when the water is in there, that's where the power source came from. It came out of the water, and that powered these other solar batteries that was underground. It didn't have no light, so it didn't make no sense to why there were solar cubes. Just dice as many as you want. Yeah. Connect them all together. There's loads of them, and they had rods going through them. You could see the space in between. It was just like a rod that went down, and along the bottom was just like rubber, but it was all enclosed. But I can remember the batteries just being all over the place, massive ones, and it went in just like a one straight line where the houses, the little boxes, the pop-up boxes that we got, they all just lined up, slotted in. You had a room for about 150,000 people. but it had an epicentre in the middle, so it had parks and places to get your laundry done. One of them for the ideas was the cycle thing off one of the computer games, Fallout, where basically you take in turns or whatever, but you go and you pedal, and if it goes into the grid, and figure out how to do it with a bit more powerful, so you get more electric out of it when you're doing it. All those peeps that like keeping fit and things like that, free energy there, and then we collect it from everywhere, wind, water, whatever we can do. And this one main source, this something, yeah, I've never seen it before. It was part of a dream that I've flown around, but I've been able to turn it into either a story or something that maybe, I'm not too sure. But electricity, yeah, it's got all sorts. It's got like I say, skate parks, all sorts. You can use the electric cars like the G-Whizzes and stuff, the little cars just to get around. So we didn't have to have petrol, that sort of thing. But that one box, that one cube, that's all it starts with, that one cube, and maybe a polytunnel. So you can grow some food, basically. You do your own bit, don't you? Everyone does their bit. But the main thing is that house soaks up energy. And it puts it in these batteries, yeah? So we can run this city and help some people. I'll go from there. That'd be wicked. But yeah, fictional. So yeah, I do watch things like bloody, what is it, Alita and all that sort of thing. So when I talk about my stories about angels and things like that, I have seen programs like that, and it just perked my eyes up, and it's just like, yeah, look at that. But not that city. If you want to go more sci-fi about it, I was always thinking, like, once you've made that city, because it's got all the greens and everything that you need, maybe try and build underneath. So you collect some of the soil, but you make like a boat shape underneath, and just turn it into a spaceship. You just build around it. So all you got to figure out is how to make a dome that soaks up the sun when you're in space, because you'll still get energy from the houses and all that sort of thing. So you've got to sustain yourself in that way. But how would you get it up there? Bloody hell. I did have an idea. I did. The idea was basically, like you can imagine, the longest runway you've ever seen in your bloody life. And each side of the runway was a normal solar panel, but a mirror. And you see the light beaming off it, and somehow it was charging, and that's what sent it shooting up in the sky. That's the last one. That's the last thought. That was the thought of the one in the dam where we was making something. This big spaceship. That was a good dream, that. So this is where these stories come from, yeah? I don't know what else to say about electricity at the minute. But what I'm saying is bog basic. I'm not thinking out there for the spaceship or road like that. I'm thinking here and now, yeah? I've got a kid's bloody Wendy house that's kind of similar, and you can just imagine it. It does the same thing. It turns into that cube where they can play in that house. But why couldn't we do that on a bigger scale where it's actually a solar panel? Just a thin thing with just whatever. You can have soundproofing through it. So if you've got good weather and things like that, as long as it's solid and don't bloody blow away, what could they get from that? So if they could like have like a, I don't know, maybe if they clicked together or something and made some sort of temporary hospital or watermill, where they would get the water and that from the ground and that. Try and bottle the bloody stuff. Yeah, so they've got a way of actually having water every day. It goes for everyone, doesn't it? Electricity. To be continued. Well, that's it. I think that's everything. If anybody ever gets this, I don't know if it's just going to float around on YouTube, but this is me. If anybody ever wants answers, then great. But I do believe that there's others out there that could actually help me out. I can't get to the point. End of the day, yeah. No, I'm not putting that in there.